I have a legal privacy background, so I'm pretty much into privacy as defined by the law and protected by the law. And I'm quite critical at the moment about enforcement, but I can still find in those rules a bit of hope for the community.
Something I really do struggle with is working in tech. Like, I always feel like, am I doing something meaningful or something that's not just supporting like the capitalist world? So for me, this is like coming somewhere to see a new perspective and not just, work for all the corporations trying to make money.
We shouldn't always rely on the same way of doing things, on the same platforms, and also that there's like an alternative, but it's just on us, we get to pick what we'd like to do with our lives.
Technology is beautiful and everything, right? But it doesn't mean anything if it does not engage people, if it's not actually addressing the needs of people on the ground.
I'm a big believer in giving empowerment to, let's say, smaller platforms and smaller identities. And I think that's very important in this time period, because I think we are very controlled by certain monopolies in any industry, any part of life.
The Web3 community has focused a lot on the technology and on perfecting the transaction, so making the transaction more secure, making it faster, making it scalable, making all of these things. But this transaction has now no account of the social surround in which it is transacted. So I think that by focusing on this solely, you don't see either the cost nor the value that is created with focusing on it.
When we asked you about who you were, no one obviously showed us your driver's license or your WorldCoin biometrics ID, because those are not the things that define us. We define ourselves by our ideas and our beliefs and the people we hang out with.
And I'm here to tell you that people won't adopt anything because it's new. People will adopt Web3 because it fits in their belonging.
It comes down to these three expertises of having an anthropologist in the team, having great storytellers, and being able to flexibly and dynamically create stuff now in the times of AI that people can just test and give feedback on. We have great storytellers and filmmakers that can express the message. And then thirdly, we're builders. We create apps, front ends, use cases, value propositions. We've been doing this for over 10 years.
I'm an anthropologist, working with groups for my whole career, and my focus in this is the potential of groups and this organic community building, this empowerment from within.
No one out there wakes up, maybe some of us, but wanting decentralization or wanting sovereignty or proof of personhood or those are things that we care about. So they won't adopt technology for the sake of technology. We have to find a way. People adopt technology for when it solves a problem for them. I think the reason why Web3 technology hasn't been globally adopted is because there's a lack of use cases and a lack of need of the ordinary people to start adopting technology just for the sake of technology.
We're losing belonging, big time. Also because of technology for the past few years. For almost all of our history, we needed the group and the belonging to survive. You won't survive as an individual, you will survive in the group where you belong to. You could say at this moment we are living in the story of separation. And that's a dead end.
If we don't act now and implement Web3 technology as our core infrastructure for society, we'll get more of what we already have. So we get more big data gathering companies. We get more of being manipulated by the data that they gain and gather from us. We're being sold back the knowledge and the data that is actually collectively owned by us all. So we did an experiment. We wanted to test to see if belonging is actually or can actually be a driver of adoption. And we went to township, a small rural township in the Netherlands. It was the village of Almen. It has 1,200 inhabitants. But we picked the village specifically because they have a very strong culture of being of service to each other. And they even have a word for it. It goes back centuries because on the countryside, people in the old days, they were very reliant on each other. So the word is Noaberschap. And we did a test there. We created an app that allowed them to list gigs and coordinate volunteering work. Now, mind you, the village is already very much active in volunteering work. We wanted to know if they would adopt this tool, if it would facilitate it, if it would enable them to be more efficient or improve the process, make volunteering work, volunteering gigs more visible. And it did, because after 2 months, mind you, this was the 21st of April we started this experiment. Within 2 months we converted 25% of the villagers into the app. The most important thing to note there is that we did not create this community, it was already there.
I think different from other technologies who try to implement technology in between people is that we looked for a community which already had this strong social fabric, and we try to implement technology not from the outside in, but from this community already existing, and then okay, where does technology belong in this in-between structure they already have?
We knew that by utilizing this in this setting, there was a large chance that they would adopt it through their sense of belonging, through their sense of helping each other out, facilitating this with technology. We didn't need to create a community, we didn't need to create a culture, we just facilitated what was already there. By facilitating the village, we empower them, based on the principles that they live by themselves. We found adoption based driven on belonging, and proof of personhood was a byproduct of adoption. These are things that rely on proof of personhood, on proving the fact that each villager is an actual person and not some botnet somewhere. And the beauty of the solution that we're offering is that because communal life is rich in attestations, people are already attesting to each other that they're real. And in the app that we've built is very practical, because people organize an event, they apply as a volunteer, and by interacting and thanking the volunteer, then they're actually attesting that they're real. So then we can bridge we can support people in communal life to act pro-socially, and at the same time create proof of personhood as a byproduct, which allows them like all these other possibilities for self-organization within the community. If you create an online account, it makes sense that we don't know if it's an AI account or a bot or a real human being, because an empty account is empty. There's no context, there's no relation to the actual world. If you bring the governance component to the village, then suddenly it's about playgrounds and bicycle lanes and what to do with the old church or how to spend communal money. So that's really something that once you crack the code on proof of personhood, sort of all these other use cases are enabled. Okay, so the true ambition of Web3 technology, like the actual use case that we're working towards, is a commons stack in which the community owns the technology, their stakeholders, active stakeholders, they can direct us to the solution that we need them to build, and we're building like this open ecosystem where anyone can build apps or use cases on top, utilizing the proof of personhood, the identity layer underneath, which obviously needs zero knowledge proofs and needs like all this technical expertise that we need from the community also. But for us to envision that we're going towards like a societal operating system, we need to create the tooling layer for people if they want to organize something, if they want to communicate, if they want to exchange, like all these things that are so fundamental to human nature in community, we need to provide them with these tools. And I'm convinced that specifically with our anthropologists and with storytelling, we can create this narrative by which people are empowered to use this toolkit that is community owned as a common stack for the future of humanity, honestly.
If you put this into a community, in understanding the community you're serving, you put it inside it, then you create a collective field of intelligence. And then they know how to empower themselves from within. This is really technology for the commons. Can you imagine if we can empower the people? If we can empower communities, not only this experiment in Almen, but empower communities and their potential. It's not our question how to adopt technology, because we already did and we see the results. Our question is how to scale it up.
So in order to realize this goal, we need two important things. One is funding, and the other one is technical expertise. Funding because we need to expand and scale the concepts that we research to other communities and other use cases. And technical expertise because we want to build this with sovereignty and privacy included. So we need zero knowledge proofs. We need like the privacy veil for people to trust that their data is theirs and will stay theirs. We've been bootstrapped for over 10 years, and it's been personal investments in money and in time that has made us come this way. But to be honest, we need to be able to pay the rent as well. So in order for our team, we need the acknowledgement from the community that this is worth pursuing. This is no longer a dream that a couple of people in Holland are doing.
Stories shape belonging. Belonging shapes culture. Culture shapes behavior. Behavior creates reality. We feel technology can remind us who we are together.
Web3 for us was never about just code or just infrastructure. It's a way to remember that we are the system and to choose together to move to something new. Thank you.